With the beta of Destiny 2 just around the corner, approximately 3 weeks away from this video's launch, I've constantly been asking myself, is it going to be worth it? I'm Darcblade, and in this video I'm going to go over 4 concerns we have regarding Destiny 2. Now the Destiny 2 beta is out, I believe, the earliest on the 18th of July, and with it we'll get our first taste of Destiny 2, but I'm concerned to actually how different it's going to be from Destiny 1. Destiny 1 by no means was a perfect game. During my time with it, I enjoyed it. It was good, especially at the start and during the first few expansions. However, there are a few aspects of Destiny that eventually led me to put it to one side. I'm hoping that is not the case with Destiny 2, and I'm hoping it will bring me back to the sci-fi franchise once more. However, the main concerns are as follows. Firstly, is there going to be improved variety? Now this covers a whole spectrum of different areas. Gear, missions, enemies, weapons, etc. In order to personally keep me playing, I need the variety. And while Destiny 1 certainly had its variety in some areas such as weapons, there were others that were lacking, like in my opinion, enemies. It would also be good to see more areas, larger areas that we could explore that were different from one another, that had its own unique character and aesthetics. Yes, Destiny had the different planets and moons, but they were small areas, and once you had explored it, things quickly stagnated. I would also, and more importantly, like to see variety in endgame content, giving us multiple options to what we could do. And that brings us to number 2, which is more content. This is especially aimed at endgame. When I mean endgame content, I mean content that you get to sink your teeth into once you're maximum level, once basically you've reached the end of the standard grind. Destiny 1 had some great endgame content with its raids and nightfalls. However, I believe that Bungie neglected a little bit the PvE aspects of Destiny 1's expansions in favour for PvP. And while that is great for players who like to focus on PvP, I personally am more of a PvE player. I'm hoping this time we'll see more raids, but not only more raids, we'll see bigger raids. Raids that have multiple bosses, not just 2 or 3. Raids that are on par with other MMO games like World of Warcraft. Destiny does flip-flop between the titles of MMO and not an MMO, but I would like to see them don the MMO mantle. Next, we would like to see improvements to class roles. There are many classes, each with multiple subclasses, and there's even a new subclass for each of the classes as well. But at the end of the day, there is little emphasis on class roles. Any class, be it Hunter, Titan, Warlock, can perform any duty in any raid or instance. And while that is great in some respect, I personally would have liked to have seen it go down more of a stricter route. I personally would have liked to have seen roles like tank, DPS, potentially healer or support, which potentially could ensure that players actually work together during raids and strikes. For me personally, classes, class abilities, specs and builds is one of the most interesting things for me in any game, and I'm hoping that Destiny 2 will allow me to continue my Guiding Destiny series when it comes to the new subclasses, but we'll have to wait and see. And lastly, my concerns are to do with the story. Destiny 1's story, well, it was thin to say the least. It was probably the weakest part of the game, especially during vanilla Destiny. On top of the very short, very lackluster cutscenes, a lot of the backstory and lore, it was flavor text from Grimoire cards, which were found on the Bungie website. Why the Grimoire cards couldn't have been in the game, I'm not too sure, but it was immersion breaking to say the least. And it made the world in some respect felt hollow. The only reason I stayed with Destiny so long and enjoyed it was because of the people I played with, which added to the lifespan of the game. Hopefully Destiny 2 will alleviate this. However, from what we've been seeing so far, I do have worries. I'm also concerned slightly from the trailer because they seem to be taking a comic route, so to speak. It seems that they can't choose between being serious or comic. Whether these two can work in synergy, I'm not too sure. But we'll have to wait and see if this was purely for the trailer or if this is going to make it into the main game. I will say that the cast members they've got from Firefly was always a great appeal to me, and hopefully I'm not disappointed with Destiny 2. But anyway, what are your major concerns when it comes to Destiny 2? Will you be picking it up? Will you be avoiding it? Leave a comment down below because I'd love to hear what you think on this topic. And until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you 4 concerns regarding Destiny 2. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.